Unprovoked firing by Pakistan has been reported from the border areas that started last night. We're also getting reports of now one civilian injury. According to sources at the moment, one girl has been injured in the overnight ceasefire violation by Pakistani troops along the international border in Kathua in Jammu districts. Unprovoked firing by Pakistani army has also been reported at the line of control in Sundarbani and Palanwala sectors in Rajouri and Jammu districts. Home Minister has been briefed on Pakistan's betrayal that has started last night. Pakistan attempts to bleed India continue, but Indian forces giving a befitting reply. The mandate is clear to match their bullet for bullet. We have my colleague Ashwini who's joining us. Ashwini, take us through first. What was the situation over the night at the border?
Shelling and firing is going on the line of control in Nowshera and Palanwala sectors of Jammu. And the whole night there was a firing and shelling, mortar shelling from Kathua, Samba and Hiranagar area. But there is a lull whole night in Araspura and Akhnur area. And Pakistan is now targeting our civilian people, and most of the injury is from the civilian people. And around 3,000 families have migrated from different villages to the safer places, and whenever the people go to their houses to have the look there, and Pakistan started shelling and firing on these people. And there is a terror in the particularly on the international border in Samba, Kathua and area. But heavy mortar shelling is at present going on in Nowshera and Palanwala area, as per the defense spokesman. Yeah.
Okay, Ashwini, be with us. Getting some more breaking news at the moment as firing continues from across the border is what we're given to understand this morning as well. More news coming in at the moment. Well, intel sources have told India today that this unprovoked firing is going to continue for the next 72 hours at the line of control and at the IB. Intelligence intercepts suggest Pakistan is trying to infiltrate terrorists before snowfall. Since last 3 to 4 days, Pakistan has deployed SSG commandos near the line of control. Around 14 to 15 SSG platoons led by colonel rank officers have been deployed. Pakistan trying to take revenge for surgical strikes. You've seen that how Pakistan has been rattled completely. Espionage ring that's been exposed, proxy war that's been countered by India, and now they're back to their old tactic to try and give a cover fire to terrorists who are trying to sneak into the Indian side of the border. But Indian Army standing guard, strong vigil reported at the border. Unprovoked firing set to continue for the next 72 hours is what we're given to understand from our sources. Now, India Today first got you the story of how the unprovoked firing started from Pakistan's side last night. Here's a complete roundup of what's happened till now. The Home Minister has given note to the Indian Armed Forces to aggressively repel and reply to Pakistan's betrayal.
Rattled by India's military and diplomatic offensive, Pakistan resorts to its dirty tricks. Launches multiple attacks along the line of control and the international border in Jammu and Kashmir. From Rajouri to Samba, Kathua to Hiranagar in Jammu, and even Machal and Tangdar in Kashmir's Kupwara. The rogue neighbours' troops relentlessly fire at India's frontier villages. One Jawan was martyred in the firing in Tangdar, leaving the BSF Jawans no option but to retaliate.
Pakistan continues firing or shelling on the international border and line of control. That is the reason that BSF and the army has retaliated in a big way. There is a maximum damage across the border in Kathua area and some of the villages of Pakistan.
Pakistan's targets were not just military posts, but unarmed border residents as well. Yet again, forcing the people to take shelter. As Indian security forces gave a befitting reply, Pak forces suffered heavy damages. Ambulances were seen across the border. Sources said some military posts inside villages were even seen burning on the Pakistani side. Defense analysts slammed the pro-Pakistan Hurriyat and terrorist handlers for helping Pakistan build a support base. With continuous ceasefire violations, unprovoked firing and terror infiltration, Islamabad has launched a brazen front to bleed India. With Ashraf Wani in Srinagar and Ashwini Kumar in Jammu, Bureau Report, India Today.
So over 12 hours and counting, Pakistan continues to violate the ceasefire and also indulge in unprovoked firing. Let's take you through which are the posts which Pakistan has tried to target on the Indian side. Kathua, Hiranagar, Samba, Araspura, Aknoor, Arnia, Rajouri, Poonch and Tangda. These are the areas where massive shelling has also been reported and unprovoked gunfiring. Although our reporter has confirmed this morning Araspura is fairly calm. It looks fairly calm, but look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So these are 9 posts where Pakistan has targeted villages being evacuated around this area. Villagers have been asked to leave from their ancestral property because this area is becoming extremely volatile. Pakistan's strategy to ensure that maximum terrorists infiltrate as the winter sets on. My colleague Ashraf is getting us a ground report. Also joining us is India Today's executive editor Gaurav Sawant at this point of time to break it down all for us. First, going across to Ashraf. Ashraf, tell us what's been reported through the night. Which are the areas which are still tense?
Devna, basically we have seen there was the starting of across shelling from the Pakistani side and targeting Indian posts in the most areas of international border as well as on line of control. But during the firing in the night, early in the morning at 5 a.m. again firing started in most of the areas on the international border as well as on the line of control. On the line of control, most areas which are being targeted by the Pakistani forces are in Rajouri, that is Mandkot, Balakot and Medner in Poonch. And then also we have seen yesterday one kind of BAT action, that is border action team action in the Tangdar, where one Jawan got martyred, one is injured. So far what the Indian army is doing, they are already prepared. They were aware that these kinds of tactics will be used by the Pakistani army after the surgical strikes in POK, and they are fully geared up, they are fully prepared, and they are not giving any chance to get any chance by the militants or infiltrators to get infiltrated into Jammu and Kashmir. Yesterday for the whole day we were in the areas on the line of control. We have seen how the 3-gear security by the army has been put up on the line of control. On the first front there is the army on the front line, then in the second line hinterland where mostly infiltrators try to infiltrate, there is also the cover of army. They are combing the forests, the dense areas, the peaks and the mountains in that area, and then hinterland down the that there is also the army presence. But here in the Kashmir Valley so far, as you mentioned, that the experts as well as the security agencies in the Kashmir Valley believe that this is the final push-up by the Pakistan to push more and more and maximum infiltrators into Jammu and Kashmir, because just after a few days when there will be the change in weather, the snowfall will occur, then it will be very difficult for the Pakistan to push in infiltrators into Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in the Kashmir Valley.
Well, let's go across to India Today's Gaurav Sawant as well first. Gaurav, now we're seeing a diplomatic escalation with Pakistan indulging in a tit-for-tat diplomacy when their own spy has been busted in Pak High Commission. They've also declared an Indian officer in Pakistan a persona non grata, and also we're seeing a military offensive which just shows that Pakistan is rattled after the India's surgical strike.
Devina, two things here. One, post midnight, after India's heavy response north of Pir Panjal in the Uri Tangdhar area, Pakistan, their guns suddenly went silent. So their guns have been silent north of Pir Panjal post midnight, and that is indicative of the fact of the kind of damage India inflicted after Pakistan's attempted raid, which was beaten back. That's point one. Point two, south of Pir Panjal, there's been heavy firing, including Pakistan using 120 mortars in Nowshera sector, and that's a clear sign of escalation. So Pakistan changing its tactics. IB sector hotting up, 24 BSF posts coming under attack. That's indicative of the fact that Pakistan's targeting civilian areas on the Indian side. Now, when you look at the bigger picture, what is happening? Pakistan's Army Chief General Raheel Sharif is supposed to retire end of November. He's going out, in shame. His so-called Zarbe-az war on terror on the western front of Pakistan, that has failed. 60 Pakistani police training cadets were killed by terrorists, Lashkar-e-Jhangvi terrorists on their western flank. As far as India is concerned, a surgical strike by India in going into Pakistan, destroying terrorist training camps, inflicting damage on Pakistan Army. That's a huge loss of face for Pakistan Army in general and its Army Chief in particular. He doesn't want to go out in shame. So there is an escalation, and there will be an escalation till end of November. He wants an extension. Raheel Sharif wants an extension. He doesn't want Nawaz Sharif to decide his fate. So perhaps we will see more tension all along the line of control, and use of 120 mortars in Nowshera sector, which has by and large been an extremely peaceful area, goes on to show that Pakistan is desperate to up the ante.
Absolutely, Gaurav. Thanks for joining us, and also Ashraf, thanks for joining us. Let's also take our viewers through that how there's been continuous provocation from Pakistan since the surgical strike that was carried out by the Indian forces on 29 September when Indian Army launched surgical strike in POK. Over 50 ceasefire violations have been seen since then from Pakistan's side. So Pakistan resorting to the cowardly ceasefire violations after the surgical strike. That's their strategy at the moment at the border. We've seen also, as the Gaurav has been pointing out, since yesterday late night, there have been heavy shelling which have been reported in various Indian posts, but Indian forces giving a strong reply at this moment to Pakistan as the ceasefire violations continue. The situation escalating. Getting you more details on this, taking a very short